how do car insurance companies value car insurance claims after they receive a claim for personal injuries related to a car crash? Now, the insurance companies actually, each of them use their own specific computer software program on the back end after they receive a claim from an individual or the individual's attorney. They take the information that they receive out of the package that they receive from the individual or the attorney, and they input it into their computer software that essentially spits out a range, a value range for what the information they put in there. Now, the biggest factors that an insurance company looks at are the severity of the crash, meaning how much did it cost to fix the vehicle, or if the vehicle is totaled. They look at how long it took for that person to get to the doctor, and they look at what injuries were actually diagnosed by the doctors that the individual has seen. They look at how long they have treated, and they look at the length of the treatment that the individuals had. They also look at whether any of the injuries are permanent or not. Now, the permanency of the injuries is definitely going to be a significant factor in determining the value of your case, and if it is a permanent injury, whether that injury has been diagnosed and determined whether it qualifies for a permanent impairment rating pursuant to a guidebook that's put together by the American Medical Association. So a lot of people and a lot of attorneys kind of don't look at that American Medical Association guidebook for the determination of permanent injuries in car crash cases, because a lot of attorneys and people don't use that for personal injury cases. Rather, they use it for workers' compensation cases, which is a completely different world. But the American Medical Association has put together a guide to the evaluation of permanent impairment, and you have to use that guide to determine whether your injuries qualify for a permanent impairment rating, and if they do, what's that impairment rating. So if you have certain injuries, they can range from anywhere from a 2% to 100% whole body person impairment rating related to your injuries to the car crash. And without that, you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. So if you have injuries related to the crash, you need to make sure that there's a doctor looking at that AMA guides to determine if there's a permanent impairment or not. So to kind of recap as far as what the insurance company looks at, obviously they look at thousands of different factors because their software has thousands of different what they call value drivers as far as valuing your case. But the most important are, how bad was the crash? How and when did you see the doctors? What are the doctor's diagnoses? And what if your injuries qualify for a permanent impairment or not? And that permanent impairment is going to be a big factor. So is going to be the injuries. So make sure that you're getting to the right doctors. Make sure they're catching all your injuries and diagnosing them. And if your doctor isn't willing to get or do a permanent impairment evaluation, because some doctors aren't, make sure that you get to a doctor that is willing to do that permanent impairment rating, because it's going to significantly add to the value of your case that you're entitled to pursuant to your injuries. So make sure that you're getting to the doctor on time, documenting your injuries, and getting the correct diagnosis to allow the insurance adjuster that's sitting behind the computer entering that information to their software program to enter the correct information so the value of your case is correctly valued on the back end of their software, so we don't have to, or you don't have to fight with them over the correct value of your claim before filing a lawsuit, in the event that you're able to settle before the lawsuit, if they're willing to give you the correct value before a lawsuit if they enter the correct information. Thanks.